Today's second video for you, some more updates from Ethiopia. Firstly, Amhara news sources are lashing out at the US State Department and EU. Why is that? Since yesterday, for the past 2 to 3 days, we are seeing statements, posts against US State Department and European Union. Secondly, Eskinder Nega, head of Baldira's party, wants to run for the cross. Thirdly, Fano, some Fano members have been wounded and arrested in Voldia in a confrontation between Fano members and government forces, while Fano recruitments trainings are underway in Gondar. Some picture for you. And lastly, several updates for you from the ongoing Ethiopian government's operation against Oromo Liberation Army. Another regional force seems to have joined the fighting against Oromo Liberation Army. In previous videos, we reported about Somali regional forces that they have been deployed. The Somali government denies these reports. Now, other regions, special forces have been reportedly deployed in the fight against Oromo Liberation Army. And lastly, a video clip of OLA fighters who can be seen traveling with locals in a bus in this clip. Firstly, viewers, Amhara news sources, state-backed and private news sources, they are raising questions against US State Department and European Union. They say that Gondar University research is not being considered by US State Department and European Union. We know that from Wolkait, we saw two reports this week. Firstly, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, they released a joint report about ethnic cleansing of Tigrayans, which happened in the last 17 months in Humra, Wolkait, Segade, Western Tigray. Then a research team of Gondar University reportedly, allegedly uncovered mass graves of Amharas who researchers say were killed by Tigray fighters in the 1980s. Some mass graves and detention centers were uncovered. They were shown on media as well, pictures, video picture. Then we saw press conferences from Amhara officials, international journalists of Al Jazeera, others, they were invited to cover this development. But we have not seen any condemnation of these graves from US State Department and European Union. Instead, we saw statements by both US State Department and EU about amnesty, HRW report about ethnic cleansing of Tigrayans at the hands of Amhara forces in the last 17 months. So that is why Amhara news sources are saying that US State Department, European Union, they are not treating Amhara genocide the way they are treating HRW amnesty report about Western Tigray. So far, no statement from State Department and European Union about the research conducted by Gondar University in Wolkait, Sagade. Secondly, viewers, Eskinder Nega wants to run for the cross, but Addis Ababa police says no. We know that today a road race was due to be held in Addis Ababa. It was organized by a church which is constructing the largest and the tallest cross monument. But Addis Ababa police did not give permission to the race organizers, so race could not be held, which was a fundraising event for the cross construction project. Now, Eskinder Nega has shared a picture. You can see it on your screen. He is wearing a shirt with a cross picture. He wants to run for the cross, but Addis Ababa police says no. Uh, Eskinder Nega has curtailed his public activities after his party workers were arrested, because when he was released from prison in January, after that we saw on daily basis public activities. He was seen meeting people. But now after he was arrested, he was released, and I think it happened last month. Then his party members were arrested after annual celebrations, and some of them are still in prison. So after that, he has reduced his public activities. Now mostly he shares pictures, he appears in interviews. He's not as active as he was last month. Thirdly, viewers, Fano in Voldia city yesterday, in a confrontation between Fano members and government forces. Some Fano members were wounded. Some pictures are being shared. Several were wounded and several were arrested by government forces. Reportedly, Fano members organizing a public event, a public program without the approval of the security forces. Security forces stormed the meeting and they arrested Fano members. So Fano Amhara region, Amhara forces confrontation, it is continuing. Amhara region is not dismantling Fano, but it wants Fano to be under control. It wants Fano's activities to be approved by security forces before they are held. But Fano sometimes holds meetings, gatherings without the approval of the authorities. That is why then action is taken. But we are seeing more recruitments, more trainings. You can see some pictures from Gondar. Here these Fano recruits are undergoing training. So recruitments are underway, trainings under with the permission of authorities. Where there is no permission, action is taken by government security forces. Lastly, viewers, Oromia, where a new military operation against Oromo Liberation Army is underway. Viewers, firstly, in the next video, I'll try to brief you in detail about this ongoing operation against OLA. How did it start? Which forces are part of this operation? On which fronts are they deployed? We are not talking about gains and losses so far. We're just trying to introduce you to what is happening, how it started. We have updates, we're receiving updates about gains, losses, trying to confirm them. We'll only share those updates which we have been able to confirm. In the next video, we'll give you an overview of this entire operation. Then gradually we'll keep you updated about this ongoing operation. Three updates about this operation in this video. Firstly, internet blackout is being seen in most parts of southern and western Oromia. From Ambo to Velega, reportedly there is internet blackout. Ambo has been under blackout for months. Velega as well. And since these are active areas, active battlefield areas where fighting is underway, that is why reportedly no internet is working from Ambo to Velega in West Oromia. In most parts of southern Oromia as well, communications are down, internet has been shut down by the Ethiopian government. Secondly, viewers, another regional force has joined the fight against Oromo Liberation Army. We reported about Somali regional forces that they are reported deployed. Now another region has deployed its forces. The name of the region is Sidama, viewers. Sidama shares border with Oromia. And we know that Sidama's president, Desta Lidamo, last year, I think, proposed talks between Oromo Liberation Army and Oromia government. So he was calling for reconciliation. He was saying that there is no solution to this armed confrontation. There must be dialogue. Now he's becoming part of this conflict. He traveled to Oromia region, I think, as well a few weeks ago, in connection with ongoing drought in the Oromia region. Uh, Sidama forces have been reportedly deployed on eastern and southern fronts in defensive positions. In the next video on the map, we'll try to brief you about the deployment of all the forces. So Sidama has become part of this war. Interestingly, last week viewers, there was fighting on Sidama-Oromia border. Government forces accused OLA fighters that they were involved in an attack on some residents inside Sidama. OLA denied the attack, but it seems that after this attack, Sidama maybe decided to be part of this conflict. Now, Sidama forces said to be part of this ongoing campaign. Somali regional government forces too, though region denies. Somali region says that its forces are deployed on Somali side of the border, not in Oromia, but OLA backed news sources say that Somali forces are deployed. Some pictures, videos, very graphic pictures of Somali soldiers are being shared by OLA backed news sources that they have been killed in southern Oromia. We are in the process of confirming, verifying those pictures. Lastly, viewers, we have a video clip for you of OLA fighters, very small video clip. OLA fighters can be seen traveling in a bus with some locals. Looks like they boarded the bus suddenly and they can be seen very calmly talking to the people. People also seem calm, not frightened. They are telling the people that they are Oromo freedom fighters and they are fighting for the people of Oromia. Watch this clip. Thanks for watching.
Nuti warra mootummaa kun maqaa shanee jedha itti bobbaase. Nuti shanee moti waraana bilisummaa Oromoo yookaan aaboo yookaan woboo isa jedhamte. Akkanaa moti.